Hi, I'm Laura Wilson, and welcome to this video series on the right diet for you. In this first video, we're going to be cutting through the hype to what works for weight loss and disease prevention. Now, if you're like most women, then you've tried many different diets and healthy eating regimes over the years. You've probably lost a fair bit of weight and put it back on again, and maybe even more than you lost in the first place. You have health goals that you'd love to achieve, you're just not sure that you ever will. You're confused and disillusioned with how to succeed. Your goals may be to lose £10 or £20 to get into shape and exercise more, have more energy throughout the day, to alkalise your body, prevent ill health and disease, to reverse ill health or disease even, and to eat tasty foods you love without restriction or deprivation, and to help your family to eat more healthily as well. So these videos are really going to help you, and you're in the right place because we will be cutting through all of the noise, all of the hype and misinformation, and we're going to look at what really works. No, really we are. I know you've probably heard this before from different diet gurus and things, but we're going to really cut to the heart of what works to have optimum health, a lean body, lots of energy, and to prevent and reverse disease. We're going to briefly examine 10 of the world's most popular diets and look at the pros and cons of each of those. We're going to look at the truly optimum way of eating and getting your body into acid-alkaline balance, which I'll talk a bit more about in the next video, based on large scientific experiments and day-to-day experience of thousands of people, literally thousands of people I've worked with all around the world. So who am I and what qualifies me to be talking on this subject about health? Well, I'm a nutritionist, a researcher, a speaker, and an author of the book The Alkaline 5 Diet, which came out all around the world early in 2015, released on publishers Hay House. I've helped many thousands of people around the world since 2008 through my websites and through my health books. I used to be overweight, that's the thing. I haven't always had really good health and haven't always been a nutritionist and helped lots of people. I used to be really overweight, very, very unfit. I was a smoker, I used to drink quite a lot. But I learnt the secrets of optimum weight, health, healing and energy and slowing down the aging process. As it stands, I'm 35 years old and I probably look younger now than when I was in my early to mid 20s. I often get told that. I got myself fit and healthy. I worked as a medical research manager and an advanced gym and dance instructor for many years. So I've really had quite a cross section of experience and jobs working in health. I left in the end to set up my own health website back in 2008, alkaline-diet-health-tips.com, which has helped thousands of people around the world. So that's a bit about my background. Why is this video unbiased? Well, I am not a doctor, which means that I'm not invested in the healthcare system's agenda in any way. Although I've worked in national health medical research for many years, I'm not invested. I haven't spent 7 years in the system learning what the system wants to tell me about health. I'm not a big corporate with shareholders. I'm not a member of the food industry. I'm not a retailer, a meat or dairy industry lobbyer. I'm not a shop owner and I'm not a supplement supplier. So I'm not invested financially in any of these things. I've worked in a variety of health organisations and settings. I am a nutritionist, a trained nutritionist, but my knowledge goes far beyond the misleading basics of government overseen nutrition courses. I would say that my research has been 100 times more valuable and in depth than the nutritionist qualification that I got. I have your interests at heart. My number one goal is good health for you and people like you. I have over 15 years experience working with people, putting into action good health practices in my own life and seeing really good success. I have worked with and interviewed the world's leading doctors who are succeeding with curing patients of serious disease. People like Dr. Neil Barnard from the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine, who is systematically helping his patients to reverse diabetes with a plant-based diet. I have held and spoke at major health conferences with world-leading researchers and speakers, and I've published a globally selling book on optimum health. My book is called The Alkaline 5 Diet, and I wrote this book to create a healthy eating lifestyle that is simple, that's satisfying, that's super healthy, sustainable, systematized. We are in a dietary and a health crisis right now. I'm sure you know this, but let's just look at some things around that. We have got people with serious, preventable, lifestyle-based diseases that are killing more people than ever before. Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, obesity affect the vast majority of people in our Western population. We are leading fast lives, but we have slow bodies. What I mean by that is that we can have mobile phones going off and emails, and everything is instant. We have fast food, we have fast TV, we have fast everything, but our bodies are getting slower and slower. We're sitting down more, we're at desks all day long, we're in our cars. So that's the paradox we're in. We're overfed and undernourished, so there's an obesity epidemic, but we're not getting the nutrients we need. We're not having high quality food. So again, there's this dichotomy. We have too much choice, but we're not making the right choices. Most people are getting eating and health seriously wrong, and that's shown by the statistics. Here's the common view on eating. The common view is that everyone needs a diet that's right for them. So a diet that's right for you might be different to a diet that's right for me. And we're going to examine that notion, because this clearly isn't working. What if there was a single optimum diet for humans? We're going to have a look at that. Could we have a species-specific diet like the rest of the animal kingdom? You don't have dogs that one dog is gluten-free, one dog is vegan, one dog is a meat eater, giraffes, one is a celiac. You don't have that in the animal kingdom. You have species-specific diets. So could there be a diet across the board for us humans? We're going to look at that. Are we meant to be eating meat and dairy? A contentious issue, we're going to be looking at that as well. So is meat and dairy part of a balanced diet? Well, here's what Professor Plant, who's a leading cancer researcher and author, says. She says that the same growth factors and hormones as we produce are found in food that comes from animals, providing the very fertilizer that cancer cells need. Casein, the main protein in cow's milk, is considered the most dangerous. US nutritional scientist Professor T. Colin Campbell at Cornell University argues that it should be regarded, casein, just like estrogen, as a leading carcinogen, that is, creating cancer in our bodies. Here's what Professor Plant also says. Cow's milk, organic or otherwise, has been shown to contain 35 different hormones and 11 growth factors. High circulating levels of one such growth factor in milk, called IGF-1, is now strongly linked to the development of many cancers. Research has also found that unbound IGF levels are lower in vegans than in both meat eaters and other vegetarians. This means that a vegan diet is lower in cancer-promoting molecules and higher in the binding proteins that reduce the action of these molecules. It's quite staggering results there. This is what the PCRM says about how to reduce the occurrence of cancer, so reduce the risk of us getting cancer. They produce 6 tips. The PCRM is the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, world-leading authority on cancer nutrition. And here's what they say. 6 tips. Number 1, avoid dairy products to reduce the risk of prostate cancer. Number 2, limit or avoid alcohol to reduce the risks of cancer of the mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, colon, rectum, and breast. Number 3, avoid red and processed meat to reduce the risk of cancers of the colon and the rectum. Number 4, avoid grilled, fried and broiled meats to reduce the risk of cancers of the colon, rectum, breast, prostate, kidney and pancreas. Number 5, women should consume soy products in adolescence to reduce risk of breast cancer. Breast cancer survivors should consume soy products to reduce the risk of cancer reoccurrence and overall mortality. And number 6, eat a diet that's rich in fruit and vegetables to reduce the risk of several forms of cancer. So that's straight from the Physicians Committee of Responsible Medicine. So it points to a vegan diet, and that is a diet that's devoid or got rid of meat and dairy products. That's the thing that keeps coming out from these studies and research and science. So this points to a vegan diet as being the best for health and weight loss. Remember what Professor Plant said, a vegan diet is lower in cancer-promoting molecules and higher in binding proteins that reduce the action of those molecules. A vegan diet turns off your fat genes. Dr. Neal Barnard wrote a whole book on this, and we're going to look at this in the next video in more detail. So thanks for watching this video. In the next video, then we're going to go on to review the top 10 most popular diets in the world and look at their good and bad points. This is going to be a comparative review of all the diets that we consider when we're looking to go on a diet or embark on a new healthy eating regime. I can guarantee that you've looked at least one of these diets. So we're going to be comparing them in an objective way. Remember, I'm not invested in any one of these. And we're going to look at the good and bad points. So could any of these be right for you? Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment or a question below and I will answer that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.